How does it feel, boys? Wild card to a final.
Yeah, we're pretty thrilled right now. Still sort of sinking in, that's for sure. It's been a bit of a roller coaster the whole week, honestly. But we're sitting in a slam final now. We feel like we've played good tennis the whole week and a half, and we're just ready to, soak in the next couple of days, honestly, and then give it our all on Sunday.
How's your belief sort of progressed across the tournament? I'm sure you didn't think this was probably possible when you were granted a wild card.
We weren't really too far off getting in off our rankings. We played a pretty heavy double schedule last year along with our singles, and I think we won the most challenge doubles titles together as a team last year. So, knowing that we've got a good level on the doubles court, but then not knowing how we're going to do it at tour level. So it's kind of knowing, it's good knowing that the work we have been doing is the right work, and it's pretty good. It's paying off now, I guess.
Max, it's been, a bit of a roller coaster ride for you, qualifying for your first singles now into this.
Yeah.
How's it all sitting with you?
I'm just happy with where my game's going, I guess. Last year was a big year. I think I started taking things a little bit more seriously and more professionally. Hired a new coach. Sav really took me under his wing for most of the year and has, the last few years. So I'm really buying into everything he said, and he's kind of a backboard for ideas, and I really enjoy that. But basically, the week's not over, so hopefully we're back here and we get a win.
You're the first Australian pair since the Woodies in 1998 to make it to the Australian Open final. What does that mean? And you've had much to do with them across your journey?
A little bit. Back in the day, Mark took us on a Junior Davis Cup trip, and Todd was fairly involved in player development, especially when I was younger. So had a lot to do with them. Obviously, we know the careers they had. We feel like we're still trying to play singles, but to have the success on the doubles court, it's really enormous. We're thrilled. Like Max said, we knew our level was good, but this is definitely a bit of a surprise. We hadn't won too many tour level matches together.
Just the one.
And then we pump out 5 this week, so. We're sitting in the final, and if we could, get the title, it'd be obviously enormous. But we feel like we've achieved a lot, and whatever happens on Sunday, we're proud of our efforts. But obviously, we want to go one more.
What about financially? What does it do for your year? Obviously, we know that the top echelon, they make millions, but it's a bit of a struggle for most players. What does it do for your year?
Yeah, it helps out a lot. It's expensive to travel. Like Maxie said, he's hired a coach, and I'm trying to bring a coach and fitness trainer where I can as well. So that's not cheap, especially, obviously flights and accommodation and whatnot. So this is obviously an enormous payday for us, and we're going to, put it all back into our tennis. And I think, Maxie's done a great job. He's got a coach in Nathan Healy now, so he's doing all the right things, and we can just, pour all this back into our development and hopefully get better as tennis players.
Max, what does it do for you, on the same note, what does it do for you from your perspective financially? Mentioned a coach.
Yeah, it helps a lot, because I was thinking of, trying to commit to about 15 or 20 weeks a year, but usually tennis players are travelling, last year I think I played like 37 tournaments, so that's minimum 37 weeks. So, I'm going to try and keep my coach on the road as long as possible as I can. He's obviously got a family and kids and a business to run at home, but as long as he can handle that, I'm going to try and get him on the road as much as possible, which is good. I feel like he really brings my game levels up each week. I'm with him. So as long as I keep investing in myself and using him, I feel like money isn't as much of an issue. I feel I can kind of trust that.
And do you guys feel like you can kick on more with? I know you mentioned you focused on singles, but do you go and look to take to the doubles court more? Given
we had a chat before about a potential tournament, kind of riding on the win or loss today. We're still singles players, and I think our rankings will still kind of get us into some ATP Tour event qualifying for singles, which is still great. So if we can kind of get into more of those and then play the main draw doubles every week, it's going to be better for us, getting around all the bigger players, the bigger tournaments, the bigger courts, just getting more used to it, more comfortable in it. And I think the fact that we get to play on these big courts for our doubles is really going to help us with our singles, because we're going to be more used to it all. And I think experience and confidence is so big in this sport. So it can only do good things.
What have you got out of playing Rod Laver today and Rod Laver on the weekend?
Yeah, it was our first couple of times. I played a couple of junior matches there, but it's not sort of the same as the real deal. So playing on the biggest court in Australia and one of the biggest in the world, it's obviously we're trying to get the crowd around us. It wasn't obviously that big out there, and especially the other night, it was a bit later, so crowd wasn't enormous. But just getting out there on Rod Laver is obviously, it's amazing. I train here, but as a child you want to be on the biggest courts, the biggest stage, and we're just really just trying to let it sink in. Enjoy the experience out there, and that's why we picked up a racket. I think is to play on a stage like that, and
Absolutely.
just embrace it, enjoy it. We're loving it, so we want to keep it going.
Do you think you might really need to look at doubles as if you go all the way this weekend, like as a genuine option? Like there's not many people that win Grand Slam titles.
Yeah, but I think you got to think of the average age of the singles player and the doubles player. Usually the doubles players are much older than the singles players for the most part. And I feel like there's a point maybe when we get to 30, if we feel like our singles hasn't exactly hit its mark, then then maybe we start committing, I guess, with a more very strong doubles schedule. But it's kind of just comforting knowing that we can do it now, so why wouldn't be able to do it later? So maybe it's good to use the points and the results that we get early to kind of hang around the same ranking, but there's no rush on going full doubles yet, because I feel like our games we're not going to get worse, so I think we're always going to be able to do that later on.
Is there any one reason why you've combined so well as a partnership?
I think we just really enjoy each other's company. I really respect him as a player and as a friend, so I kind of listen to everything he has to say, and I don't know, we just always have the best time on court, and I think it shows in results.
I just think we've seen a big thing. We've seen sort of young Aussies have success here in the doubles in the past. Obviously, Andrew Whittington, a good mate of us, and Marky Polmans, they've made a semi here. So
And you got Bolt Mousley making a couple of
Alex
quarters.
Bolt, Brad Mousley sort of making a quarters run. So that definitely instilled some belief in us, and we're good mates. We complement each other's games out there, and our beliefs right up there as well. We've had a few really good wins this week, and that's just going to instill confidence going forward.
I think it's returns as well. We know we both in singles, like we love our return games. We feel like we're really good returners, and in doubles, we always feel like we get a chance to break regardless. Like arguably today, I think those guys would be up there with the best team in the world, of late, because they haven't been started pairing up since about Wimbledon. And I think after losing that first set 7-6, having chances, it was still like, wow, we should have just won the first set against arguably the best team in the world. So I think that belief as well, and then the confidence we get from that, just enables us to keep going.
Your opponents in the final this week, Ram and Salisbury, have you had much of a look at them? Have you played them much in the past?
Not as a team. We haven't really. We've seen a little bit here and there. They obviously had a great week. They had a lot of good wins. We watched, I think, maybe their third round against Zabayos and Granolas, which is, I think, a pretty tough team. So, look, they're seeded. They've been playing well. They're obviously the favourites going in, but we feel like we've played the underdog card very well the whole week. We've got great belief. There's no doubt we believe we can go out there and win for sure. But we're happy for them to take all the pressure, and we'll go out there, keep swinging like we have been, playing freely, enjoying ourselves, and we definitely have a lot of belief in each other that we can go out and win.
What do you do between now and the final? Do you have a routine between your matches that you've sort of executed, or?
This is the first time we're going to have 2 days before our next match. So I think I'm just going to enjoy the rest of today. Maybe just take a step back from it all, and let it sink in, and then I guess we'll reassess in the morning of what we need to work on in training and go from there. But I really just want to step away from it, this afternoon.
What does that look like, stepping away?
I guess just not talking about improvements from what we need to work on in that match, just kind of taking the win and enjoying it. That's what kind of helps at slams, where you have the day or 2 days in between each matches. It's not like you win one match, wow, how well you've done, then it's straight back to what can we do to get better. You can kind of enjoy it, be happy, and then you can sleep on it and then reassess. There's no rush. So I think I'm probably just going to go back to my room and chill out.
What about you, Luke?
Just recover up, head down to the ocean, hop in the water, and just sort of switch off a little bit.
Play with tofu.
Go play with my puppy. We've got a couple of days to sort of shut it down a little bit, embrace it. Obviously, it's new territory for us. So we're gonna look at our opponents a little bit, but we've got a few days, and then just be ready to sort of go again on Sunday. Obviously, we got to be sharp from the get-go. So 2 days in between, we can sort of maybe shut it off a little bit and maybe not come out quite as sharp. So we need to be ready to go, and we'll work out the best plan of attack, which will allow us to be at our best from the first point.
Do you use this at all to help you? I know it's a different game, but in terms of a springboard or in terms of confidence for you with your singles game, is there anything you can take out of this run here?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, knocking off top doubles teams, that definitely instills confidence on a singles court as well. And it's still a tennis court, still a tennis match. I can definitely get confidence from that. And obviously, Maxi went huge in qualifying for singles. I felt like I put 2 good performances in the singles as well. Lost second round, and
we're both never going to be able to qualify, which sucks.
Yeah, we would have played each other last round. He knocked off the guy I lost to, so
I had to do it for him.
Yeah, I felt like my level was really good in that. I won a singles future first week of this year, so I'm still trying to play singles, and I feel like I'm playing well, personally right now. And after this week, regardless of what sort of happens from here, I feel like my singles game is definitely on the right path this year.